Majority Leader Chuck Schumer taking a victory lap this morning after the Senate passed the bipartisan debt limit bill last night. Watch this.
Nobody got everything they wanted. There was give on both sides, but this agreement was a very good outcome because it accomplished three extremely important goals. We prevented a catastrophic default. The bill preserves the lion's share of the historic investments we've made to grow our economy. We did a very good job of taking the worst parts of the Republican plan that would have hurt so many families.
President Biden is vowing to sign the bill into law as soon as possible. Joining me right now is Virginia Congressman, member of the House Budget, Appropriations, and Judiciary Committees, Ben Cline. And Ben Cline voted against this debt bill in the House. Congressman, thanks very much for being here this morning. Good news that we avoided default, but what was wrong with this bill?
Well, unfortunately, unlike the House bill, which would have reconsidered another bill in a year, this punted $4 trillion in additional debt into the next cycle. So Democrats got everything they wanted. Republicans didn't get much of what they wanted. It's a shadow of its former self. So conservatives are very disappointed.
So tell me about that. Why is it a shadow of the former self?
Well, look, for example, at the 87,000 IRS agents that are being hired. You know, they put $80 billion into the Inflation Reduction Act last year, and we're getting about $1.5 billion rolled back. They can still hire. It's just us continuing to prevent them from hiring bill after bill, year after year. Now we're moving on to the appropriations bills, and we're going to do that, and we're going to take all the woke and weaponized out of the process through the appropriations bills. But we're going to have to deal with a Senate that, as you saw, thinks that they can undo everything that was done in this agreement regarding spending limits.
So do you think you'll be able to roll back money to the FBI during the appropriations the appropriations process? And what about the IRS?
Absolutely. We're going to be working in the House bills, at least, to try and achieve some of those conservative successes, just as we did with Limit, Save, Grow. But as with Limit, Save, Grow, when it came time to negotiate with the White House and the Senate, House negotiators were all too ready to give away most of our gains. We're not going to do that in the appropriations process. We're going to hold firm on those conservative riders that we're going to be adding that are going to take away things like DOJ, FBI, headquarter relocation money and things like that. So we're going to be working hard over the next couple of months to pass conservative bills through the House.
All right, well, we're going to be watching all of that. Let's talk about the FBI, because now the FBI is going to be delivering that document, which was subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee. They'll deliver that to Capitol Hill on Monday. The document, of course, as we know, alleges that then Vice President Joe Biden was involved in a $5 million criminal bribery scheme with a foreign national, Congressman. I know you've been working on the amendments to block the FBI, and you say you're going to continue that in the next couple of months. But tell me about this document and how important it is for you in terms of your work on the Judiciary Committee.
Well, I chair a subcommittee that follows compliance with oversight. So it just means we're not going to be moving to hold Mr. Comey in contempt, Mr. Wray in contempt of Congress for failing to provide that document. Now, James Comer, the chairman of the Oversight Committee, needs that document, and his investigation into the Biden family crime scheme is continuing. Now, we know that President Biden has lied about not knowing anything about his son's businesses, and we're going to get to the bottom of it, and the Judiciary Committee will go where the facts lead.
Well, we first broke the news that one of the whistleblowers was missing potentially, and that there was intimidation underway. James Comer joined me a couple of weeks ago on Sunday Morning Futures and told us that, and we've got new information this morning on that. Here's James Comer with me on Sunday Morning Futures recently. Watch.
We have basic information with respect to what the informant has alleged, and it's very serious.
Are there whistleblowers or informants missing right now?
9 of the 10 people that we've identified that have very good knowledge with respect to the Bidens, they're either currently in court, they're currently in jail, or they're currently missing.
And now Miranda Devine from the New York Post picks up the story, reporting this morning that whistleblower he was referring to, Gal Luft, in the House Oversight Committee, is in fact in an undisclosed location. They're investigating him, and he tweeted out that he is living as a fugitive in an undisclosed location. He says he's been arrested in Cyprus on a politically motivated extradition request by the U.S. He tweeted that. Your thoughts on what's happening with Gal Luft and the whistleblowers who apparently are getting intimidated?
Well, it's of serious concern to those of us in Congress who are trying to get to the facts and get to the bottom of what has happened involving the Biden family business and whether those close to the president or the president himself directly benefited from those activities. So these whistleblowers are very important. The information they have is very important, and we need to make sure that information is protected and that they're taken care of. So I'm glad to hear they're in an undisclosed location, but they shouldn't have to be in an undisclosed location trying to avoid intimidation by our own federal agencies.
Of course. All right, Congressman, we'll be watching all of that. Thanks very much. Ben Cline joining us this morning.
Thank you.
A lot going on. Thank you, sir.